Good morning, friends and riders alike. Guys, we're out on the V65, 84 V65 Sabre 1100. So it's a VF1100S for Sabre or Sport or whatever they wanted to do as Honda in the 1984-85 season. This bike only ran 2 years, 84-85. It was probably canceled due to the fact that Honda had the bad reputation of the cam oilers. The guides would go bad because you weren't getting enough oil up to the top of the engine. So if you weren't running it at higher RPMs, the oil wasn't making its way up to the top, which is, yes, of course, it's a problem. I don't know why I went this way. I could have went the other way today. Maybe we'll circle back. So anyway, I just got a question, and I figured I'd make a video while I'm at it on why the V65 is considered a better motorcycle than the V45. They're both V4 engines. They both have tons of torque. They're both a blast to ride. I don't know specs right now. I didn't look them up. But the V65 is heavier and wider, and gas tank probably holds another 2 gallons or so. I could be wrong on that, but you guys can correct me in the comments. I just filled this up and I had 5 gallons or 5 point, I don't know. You have to go watch that video. But this bike has 121 horsepower versus the V45, which ran from 82, let's see, I have an 82, 83, 84, 85, maybe 86. Needless to say, the whole oiler issue, valve guides can go, cam oilers is the big issue that you'll hear about. This bike has a lot of miles. Now, I broke this, but it said 77,000. Is that true? I don't know. But one bike had 77,000 miles, if this is not the original gauges. I don't know. But this bike has had lots of miles put on it. If you're not running low RPMs a lot, you really shouldn't worry about that problem. Now, you have to buy these bikes and find them, and you don't really know their history. But you don't want to just let them sit around and idle. I mean, why would you want to do that to this bike anyway? She fires right up. This morning, I didn't even use choke. She fired up, and she warmed up a little bit while I got my helmet and gloves on, and then we took off. So there's no reason to let her sit around and idle. If you're going to do that, turn it off. If you're stuck in traffic, I don't know, keep it higher idle and go when you're ready. But anyway, figured I wanted to talk about the V45 versus the V65. For some reason, oh, I didn't even mention the V45 horsepower. V45 horsepower is somewhere in the area of 80 to 82 horsepower. So you're comparing a bike with 121. Let's not get too confused here. So the V45 engine was used over the Honda Magna. That was the first that it came out with. Now it came out with the Sabre. The V45 Sabre was also out in 82. So they started in 82 with the Magna and the Sabre. The Magna is more of a cruiser type bike, and its numbers are VF750C. Now, if everybody knows about the tariffs, when you get to 84, 85, 86, and 87, it was the 700. So then you're going to be looking at a VF700C. Now, the C stands for what? Cruiser, custom. Some people don't argue about that. So anyway, it doesn't really matter in this case. Just the Magna is the VF. VF stands for the V4. And then the 750, 700 stuff. They also made a 500, just so you know. And overseas, I think they got a 250. I don't think. They had a 250 Magna. I'm not sure they had that. I don't think any Sabres ever came through with 500. But anyway, so you had the Magna and the Sabre, right? Magna in '83 came out with the V65 Magna, which is a legend in itself. V65 Magna ran through '86. So it got one more good year out of it before they canceled the V65 Magna. The Sabre only got into '85, so '84, '85. And then you had the legendary race bike, the Interceptor. And oh, it's so dusty out here. That guy, I don't know the years. I have an '85, and I believe there was '80, I don't even know. VF, oh, well, I don't even know what the numbers is for the Interceptor. Do I? S, C, and yeah, we're gonna go this way. Just be aware, these old '80s Hondas, you have to be deliberate with your shifts because they're not quick shift. If you don't deliberately kick it into another gear, it might stay or not hit the next gear. So make sure when you're kicking it. When I jump around bikes, you can tell sometimes I don't remember. You got to really kick it. So anyway, Interceptor F, VF1100F, 750F, 700F, and VF500F. I'm not sure if there was a smaller version, a little brother per se, for the 500 Interceptors. They probably, I don't know if there was a 250 or not. They would have had to use the same engine as the 250 Magna. Anybody overseas, let me know if there was a smaller Interceptor. That was the only bike that had a chain drive, guys. The rest are shaft drive, from my experience anyway. Yeah, now we're on a good track to have a fun little ride this morning. So what's the difference? Honda put a lot more money and development into the V65s. We're on a hill here. V65 had a lot more obviously power and torque, but they also had a disc brake on the back, probably bigger tires, bigger wheels, stuff like that. It's hard for me to say because they're both fun to ride. I've never had a bad ride on either. The amount of power you get out of the V65 is just insane. Like I said, both shaft drive. I'm trying to remember, the V45 had dual disc front brakes, two pistons on each side, so she's no slouch. But you definitely feel the torque and the power coming out of the V65 because the V45 just didn't have as much. Now, it's not to say it was a slouch, because that would be wrong. But the 65 can run. You can take off in any gear, except for 5 maybe, and higher. I have taken off in 4th gear when I needed to. I'm not sure, I never had to do that on my 45s. What you doing, buddy? Was that a turn signal? I don't know. So anyway, yeah, just a little more R&D and development in the 65, because this was the top of the line Honda at the time. And this was the fastest motorcycle production bike at the time. So 84, 85, we had all the power in the industry in this bike. So take that for what it is. So you ask, why was the V65 better? I don't know. I just always grab this when I go out to ride. When I had both, I typically took this out. When I had the V45, obviously that was the winner. But when I had both, this one just gave me more twist happy, more wrist happy. I mean, she's got it. No complaints here. Alright. Now, I guess we'll end this video. I don't think whichever you have, you're going to be sad with. So, get out and ride your V4 bike. And I've got all kinds of bikes, so I'm not just a Honda guy, but Honda has been the majority of what I've picked up over the last couple years. This bike has a gas gauge. If I remember correctly, we did not have a gas gauge on the V45. It's just something they didn't opt to do. We had a low fuel light on the V45 and a fuel petcock that you could switch to reserve. This one you can't switch to reserve, but you can watch that. Like I said, oh, there's a bus. I hope I don't follow a bus the whole way. So anyway, minor differences, but get yourself both and then see what you choose to ride every day. These are V45, oh goodness, these are V45 handlebars on my V65, so take that for what it's worth too. So anyway guys, I will see you on the next one. I hope you enjoyed our little skirt this morning. I think I'm gonna be stuck here behind a bus for a while, so I will see you guys on the next one. Get out and ride your V45 or your V65 and have a great day.